Ladies and gentlemen, we are here live. We have a little bit of technical. We got some Teddy Riley going on, so I'm just telling you right now. We got a little bit going on, but welcome y'all. Salute to everybody out there. Hopefully you guys are doing okay. Of course, my name is Michael Dean, and we got Big Sexy and Sack with no video again. Sir, how are you?
Man, I'm beat. Long day.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming through, and this is last minute type of thing. Aunt Pooh, so how are you?
I'm letting you know, you might be Teddy Riley, but I'm not Breon, so don't expect my big ass to be dancing to make up for your technical difficulties. I'm doing well.
Wow.
It's hot as hell in Southern California. I'm not liking it. Whew.
Yeah, it's a little warm up here too, man.
Man, I don't want to hear about warm. I'm hot as hell.
Y'all complaining. I want to hear no complaints. God damn it. And then we have another guest that hopefully will jump on. She was here just a second ago, but we had some little technical things, so she'll jump on here. So I won't introduce her until she jumps on. But I wanted to jump on here tonight to talk about the Love Sexy. The Sign of the Times rumored hint release special edition. So we've been hearing some talk about that, and it looks like we're getting closer to some confirmations, possibly, but I'm not saying it's coming out. There are some information out there, rumored track list. We might go a little bit over that, but just kind of wanted to have a discussion about that and see what you guys thought about this out here in the world. And before we get too deep, let's see who we got in the room tonight. We got Kimberly Frazier. What's happening? Aaron Jacobs, sir, how are you? Bambi, what's that? Dr. George Taylor the Third. You got it.
Oh, the third. Oh, yes.
Oh, we got a young man named Rodney Fitzgerald, who I believe just had a birthday, and welcome him to the 50th club. So, sir, how are you doing? What's my man? Cad Ray, if I'm saying it right. What's happening? Now, let me say this. For those who are on Facebook, I cannot see those comments. I think Aunt Pooh can monitor those. If you want to have your comments shown on the screen, you're gonna have to come on over to the Facebook. To the YouTube channel. For whatever reason, I just can't see the Facebook stuff. So we haven't forgot about you. Go ahead.
You shouted out Kim Frazier. I just want to let you know I watched your Billy Porter interview. Sis, relax. You want the smoke?
Relax.
But it was great.
Okay. All right. Well, Antonio sir, how are you? Salute to you and your music. We're watching you. We're paying attention. You dig? Now, and salute to Jay Cool. What's happening? Now, I don't want to drop no names, but our other host needs to come on into the room now before we get started.
Don't be shy.
Sure. Yeah, we want to get things popping. Now, do we got anybody over there on the Facebook side of things, Ampu?
No, not yet. I think they might have all jumped to YouTube.
Okay, good. Tiffany, what's happening?
Watching, but nobody's commenting yet. Don't be shy.
Shout out to Chuck. We see you. Before we move on, I gotta let you guys know we got a new interview with Brown Mark that is on our Patreon page. You definitely want to check that out. I think it's a good one. There's some good stuff in there. We talk about his upcoming book and some of the things that are not in the book. And I think you really kind of get to know more about Brown Mark, even on a personal level. I was actually like tripping when some of the stuff he was saying. I was like, wow, okay. But it was a really good one. So definitely check that out on our Patreon page. Now, for those who do not have their stimulus checks, we're gonna put it out on YouTube and the podcast Friday. So for those of y'all who don't see no value in what we do, I'm just joking. Wow. It is going to be free. We're definitely going to share that with everybody, no doubt. But the reason why we do that with the Patreon, because those people actually breaking bread with us. So we always going to support our family first, because they actually putting funds in to help us grow. So we always salute to them. And let me see, just a shout out to, we also, Big Sexy, you're going to be on this as well, right? This is the Dirty Mind Graffiti Bridge.
Yes.
Symposium thing. Yeah. So tell us what
Saturday.
Yeah, what are you going to be involved in?
My part will be doing the commentary along with the graffiti bridge film, and yes, my webcam was tested and it is working. So please roll on through to check that out with us, and whatever else they need me to do, I'm going to do.
All right, yeah, and so I'm going to be on that with you, and also I'm going to be a part of the Pandemonium roundtable discussion. So that should be interesting as well, which is going to be moderated by Darlene Kanisa. So I'm excited about that. And before we get started, I'm checking one more time to see if our other host is jumping in. So we'll give her a second. John Wyatt, you're gonna be on the Pandemonium panel too, man. I'm looking forward to that, man. It should be good. Should be good. Definitely. All right. Well, let's just go. She'll jump in here, I'm sure. But sign of times, man. I was gonna try and show a screenshot. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll give it a shot. Yeah, it's a little hard to read that, so we're gonna save the eyes. I don't know. Can you guys see that, or is that too small?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're all too old anyway for that foolishness.
We.
Shit, I am. I admit it.
Well, hold on. Let me pull it up here. Give me 1 second. All right. So here's the thing. I'm not saying this is actual fact. I want to be clear. It probably will be coming out, but until we hear an official confirmation, we're just going to treat it as unconfirmed and a rumor. But here's what I'm seeing here, and a lot of people, you have seen this as well. So there's apparently going to be.
Wait, I'm sorry, Mike. I just want to let you know that I'm seeing the Facebook comments coming in. So just want to let the people know that if you're on Facebook, your comments are coming into the chat, and we can all see it.
All right. Thanks for interrupting me. I appreciate it. Just messing with you.
Ernie, what up?
Ernie is in the building. How you doing, sir? Mr. Day dropping himself. All right. So what are we looking at? So they're saying that the release is going to be September 18th, 2020. So that's later this year. It is apparently going to be there's going to be a super deluxe edition, which is 8 CDs, 1 DVD, plus a 13 LP DVD and digital. That 13 pieces of vinyl, that is a lot.
Hey, 1999 was 10.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So 13. There's also going to be a special edition 3 CD, 4 LP version, a remastered 2 CD version, a remastered 2 LP limited edition, which would be a peach vinyl for the initial run, and then going to a black vinyl. And then, of course, there's going to be the digital releases for your Spotify's and Google Plays, iTunes, all that good stuff. So first of all, I would think the biggest thing for me, aside from the unreleased material, which we'll talk about, is the fact that the audio, we've heard this remastered stuff before with 1999, Purple Rain, but I think the one album that really deserves to be remastered is Sign of the Times. Like, if nothing else, that's the one that I'm like, please let me hear this full on. Big Sexy Man, what does that mean to you to hear this album remix or remaster?
Well, depending on who's doing it, and if I'm not mistaken, and please someone correct me if I'm wrong, I do believe on the 1999 remaster they went to Bernie Grundman again, who did the original, and I'm good with that. So if they got Bernie to do this and to bring out the bottom end in this thing, oh yeah. If they put the same sheen on it they put on 1999, it will get the sonic treatment for the masterpiece that it truly is.
Yeah, man. Just imagine hearing Ballad of Dorothy Parker. Like, you can just really hear that bass playing. Yeah, man.
Okay, for us, I guess neophile, would that be the right term?
I'm gonna get this sun out of my face.
Neophyte.
I've heard neophile too. I don't know if I'm using the right word, but those that are not familiar with all this audio and recording terms, and you throwing out remastering. Okay, help me out. What is remastering? What exactly are they doing to make this sound better? And even more so, when I've listened to Sign of the Times, sounds good to me. So I'm just kind of curious as far as what's going to be remastered, if you know how they do that, and even maybe the process of what goes into the first run, because all of this is just like it's just over my head.
Okay, there are a lot of studios. Bernie Grundman leaps to the top of the list. Excuse me, Bob Claremountain and cats like that. All they do. Hello, Violet. All they do is master recordings. Now, when I say master, that means when it's recorded in studio, then it's going to be mixed by someone like, I'll just, for example, for illustration, I'll say Dave Hampton and Scotty. They will do the mix. That mix is taken down to the mastering plant, and they fine tune and match all of the levels and make sure things aren't too loud in spots and too soft in spots. And that's usually done with people from the band overseeing it. Now, as far as what happened with Sign of the Times and Parade and Love Sexy, I wasn't there. I don't know. But the mastering can make or break your album. Truly.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now I'm opening another can of worms. What is mixing?
Stop.
And I understand I could probably go to Google or Wikipedia, but come on, you're the expert here. School the young.
Mixing is almost the same thing as mastering. It's like the first stage of mastering. You record all of your things, assuming you don't record live. You record all of your instruments, all of your vocals, and then you mix them too, so it's cohesive. Not the final product, but cohesive enough that you can hear what you want to do, and those usually result in being demos. Then that recording taken to the plant. And once it's mastered, it goes back to the artist and then to the label to do what they do. And the thing is, when you get your masters, there are no copies. This is it. So that's why it's important for all of the musicians to keep these masters, because those are what's used to cut greatest hit packages from, down the line. When Rod Stewart did his box set back in 93, I believe, a lot of the masters were lost, and the label actually used vinyl to set that box set up, and you could hear it. People heard the difference, man. You can't half-ass it. Now, going a step further, once you have your new master, if you use a heavier gauge vinyl, like they did with 1999, I believe they used 180. The heavier gauge vinyl makes your grooves more distinct, lets your needle travel more smoothly within the groove, capturing more music. And yes, it does make a difference.
All right. I was going to say too, the layman's terms is, think of it as you got your meal, right? And you cook the food and everything, but you want a little extra seasoning on it to really give it that. That's to me what mastering is. It's like you could have a nice little mix that's cool, but the mastering will just add that magic to it that just makes it, just brings it alive, man. So, as I don't think they'd go. And I would personally love them to go back and actually remix the record, but that would change the dynamics of the sound of it, and people would probably be upset. But just a great remaster to bring up the levels of fullness of the recording, so you could hear a lot of the instrumentation and different sounds that may be sort of buried in that mix that they have, possibly. That would be that. Now, before we go on, we have a young lady here. I want to bring her in. Violet Brown, how are you?
I'm good. Can y'all hear me now?
Lord, yes. You
sound like we need to get you remastered.
You on a TV radio or something?
Go ahead and tell her, Mike.
We gotta get our jokes in now. I'm sorry. Breaker, can you hear me? How are you, Violet?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing good. Thank you for joining us. I don't know what happened to your sound. It was great before. You know what? I know I asked you to do this, so I'll take the L on it. Maybe take the headphones off. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm sorry. We're running live. So
I come back in.
No, just go ahead and change your sound. I'm going to mute you for a second. We'll go ahead and change your sound on that. So yeah, definitely a remaster on this album would be like a breath of fresh air. And so I'm looking forward to that. Now, of course, the other part about this is there are a plethora of unreleased tracks. Like I did a plethora. There's a plethora of unreleased music during that time.
What movie is that from?
What, plethora?
Yes, I remember
Brilliant movies, man.
Plethora.
I have no idea.
I think it was Three Amigos. I want to say it was Three Amigos.
Okay, I've never seen it. Never seen it. But there's a ton of songs that were unreleased or different variations of tracks during this period that when I hear you're going to do Sign of Times, I'm like, okay, I know you got to dive into that. There was a ton of albums. I don't say a ton, but just the journey of how do you get to Sign of Times, right? From Dream Factory, Crystal Ball, Camille album, all of that stuff sort of makes up this project. And if it was up to me, and I said this many times before, I would just say you give us the Sign of Times album as it is, and then literally do the other configurations as the albums that they would have been. I think that would have been tight. Like if they would have to just pull whatever the artwork or whatever that thing and have that disc, like, okay, here's the Camille album included into that. Here's how it would have been this way. Dream Factory. There would have been, of course, there's some bleed over of tracks, but I think just on a, historic sort of follow the journey of it to actually have this particular configuration, I think that would be tight. Who's
No, yeah, because I was quick question.
God damn it. Go ahead.
Because I believe there actually was an album cover for Camille. Would you be interested? And didn't they get close to an album cover for Crystal Ball? Would you be interested in having a released album of Camille, Dream Factory, and Crystal Ball, just for collections?
Like separately?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, of course I would. I mean, who wouldn't want that? I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't know if they would, if they thought it would be worth trying to do something like that. I mean, of course I would be all for it, but I'm like, if you're going to do a super special edition of Sign of Times, to me, to have that package and have all of it in that, like a box or something, that would be a treat. So yeah. Now, Violet, we're gonna try Yacht again.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yeah, I hear y'all talking about Sign of the Times, but I missed the first part, so I don't really know.
Well, we just talked about the configuration of what they said there's going to come out in terms of how many discs and all that type of stuff, and just our thoughts on our remaster. But what do you think about a Sign of Times remaster?
You know me, if it's Prince, I'm gonna buy it. I do think that the original needs to be, as far as sound goes, because and I've told you this before, when you're listening. Let's say you're listening to a playlist and it's got songs from different albums. If you notice, let's say you're listening to Hit and Run, either one of them, and then you go to a song from Sign of the Times, the sound changes a lot. You can hear it as you're listening. So yeah, that part of it, I'm good. But put whatever tracks, if it's something I haven't heard, if it's something I have heard, I'm the kind of person I'm going to buy it. So.
Okay. Is there, we'll start getting into some of the tracks, but Big Sexy, like what's besides Sign of the Times, the album, what are some of the unreleased tracks that you feel must be included in this release?
Well, there's so many. At the top of my list is Crucial. That's got to be on there. All My Dreams, the other version of, oh God, it's on there too. It's another version of
Strange Relationship.
Thank you. Another, that version of Strange Relationship. I want to hear that fleshed out and done. I mean, if they have that, and I'm going to assume they do have that because he turned it into the label and the label said no. So I'm guessing they have that somewhere. There's so much in there. In a large room with no light. I want to hear that. Witness for the Prosecution.
Okay.
If they're now, my question though is, which version of Soul Psyckadelis side are they going to put on there?
If I can cut in, Mark mentioned that version of Strange Relationship. I want to know if there exists a studio version of the live version they did of Strange Relationship from for those of you on Valiant, because I mean they configured it for that performance. I'm wondering if there's a studio version of that.
Mhm.
Actually, now that you bring that up, though, I wouldn't be mad if they took that performance and put that as the DVD. That would be.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. Aside, because the obvious thing is, would they include the movie?
No,
You can get that, but this have it officially released. I don't know if it'd be any better quality, but
that's fine.
just to have it, yeah, that would be.
I wanted to ask a question of Love Sexy 71. He said Dream Factory would be suited more with Parade to me. Can you follow that up? Why that is you say that?
You asking him the question?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to ask why he would say that, because I'm thinking, wasn't most of that stuff recorded after Parade?
Well, a lot of it was recording during Parade, during that tour. A lot of that stuff was put down, because if you look at Sign of the Times and the song Beautiful Night, that's recorded live on the Parade tour. So there's a lot of overlap there.
Yeah, and actually, we asked Brown Mark on this last interview, and I asked him, I said, do you consider Sign of the Times a Revolution album? And the reason I asked him that, because I've heard Wendy say that, like, yeah, Sign of the Times is a Revolution album. So there probably is a lot of bleed over, a lot of songs that they probably worked on that became Sign of the Times songs. Violet, I'm turning your mic on, but I do hear a little echo, but I wanted to make sure you get a chance to jump in here as well. Is there any songs?
I'll just do this.
Oh, you're in church.
Well,
Pretty much. That's the universal.
Okay. Well, I know one song I would love to hear if there's a different version. I don't know if there is, but something about a door, man. Like, what if there's like a different sort of a door or something? That would be like, or even, what would be cold? And again, it may not be something that he made, but I would not be mad if, like I said, it was a wish list. I'd be like, you know what? Can you take a door? Go ahead and load that up on the mixing board and turn off all the music and give us that acapella mix with like all his vocals. That would be kind of ill, man.
Hey, work for Boys to Men. Love some of the ones they did.
Hilarious. But yeah, that would be crazy. I'm trying to go ahead.
I was gonna say, for me, I want to know if they're gonna do The Ball. I kind of want to hear a finished remastered version of Crystal Ball, the one that I think is from 86, 87, not the one that he put on the Crystal Ball album release as well.
Okay. The Ball is on this rumored track list, and that's one of my favorite songs of all time. So I'm gonna be going crazy when that. To me, I'll have The Ball right up there with what's my other jam from 1999? Bold Generation. I'm gonna be on my Billy, That's gonna be me all day on that. But you know what? I would also want. Now I don't know off the top of my head time frame. I'm not sure where they fall, but I would just love a official release of it so we can get the highest quality ever. There's 4 tracks I'm gonna say. 1, Data Bank. I know I just sang the time version, but Data Bank. If we can get that, that would be ridiculous. The other one would be Girl of My Dreams. I'm blanking. Y'all got me under pressure. Just Can't Stop the Feeling I Got.
Really?
And then, well, I'm talking about that sequence that he does when the band is playing it sort of live, and then bringing it home with that Weak and Funk. That would be madness if they put that out. Like, obviously we already got all that, but I wanted just the highest quality possible. But I would love to get, and I say these tracks because they're not listed on this track list, but I would love to hear that. Databank is Databank 86. Man, and thinking about that
wasn't on Crystal Ball. No, I'm thinking of Movie Star. That was the one. Crystal Ball.
I was just thinking the other day as I was thinking of that Pandemonium thing. We heard the Pandemonium version of Databank first, right? And then the bootleg one came out.
Correct.
And I remember that was the first time I really heard Prince's version of something. And then I was like, huh? How? And I was like, the time is my boy. But I said, what happened? But anyway, I'm getting.
I love the Prince version a lot. I love that one more.
You love the who version?
The Prince version more.
Oh yeah, man, it's fire.
It's fucking. I think you played it. You cut it up for. I think it was the Emancipation review you did, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Right.
Yeah, that's where I got that from. The other thing that I want to see, and I don't know if it was on that track list or not, there was a rumored 12-inch release that was sitting in the wings about a Ballad of Dorothy Parker. That one would assume they had some sort of extended version, or maybe it's this version with the horns that they're talking about. I would love to hear that. There are different versions of I Could Take the Place of Your Man, which I hope they put those on this as well, right? I feel like I'm just hogging the thing. Violet, I don't see your hand come up now.
Well, one thing I would want to suggest is that so Sign of the Times, that was all lip sync. So there was actually an audio track made of the songs for the movies, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was a concert.
So I hope that's another disc because some of those tracks, I would say some of those tracks are really good.
But that's not nothing new, man.
No, I mean not replacing, but I'm saying maybe they remaster. Because I mean, I got the bootlegs of all that. So, but I'm just saying a mastered version of that would be good to have.
This right here. How you say that? Because I know y'all had me out there saying
Adonis and Bathsheba.
Adios.
Oh Lord.
And Bathsheba.
See, you like ADOS.
This nigga can't read. I'm just joking. Stop it. But that song, have you heard that song, Ant?
I've never heard that song, no.
Damn.
Listen, you're gonna be like, okay. When I first heard that, and it had came out, it was like a little sample.
Yeah, isn't that on the Forever set?
I don't know. It might be. But
no?
when it first leaked, it was only like maybe, I don't know, a minute long version. And I was like, how did this not come out? Like, what's going on? Then it finally came out. That's one of his. I love that song, man. And I think we asked Susan Rogers about that on the interview years ago. And she kind of thought it was, I'm paraphrasing. Did you say it was kind of like silly or something? Or you remember that, Big Sexy? Apparently not. He went ghost.
Now I know we heard some version of it a couple of years ago, and a lot of people were disappointed by it. But I wonder if Wally is, if they're gonna touch that at all, maybe clean that up. Maybe even talk.
Help me understand the fascination with that song,
because it was like one of those what's the way to think about, like those rare lost gems that people thought that they never would hear, that was destroyed and lost, and we never. So, and one version leaked, and a lot of people were disappointed. I'm like, okay, is there a better version out there? Maybe even give it Susan Rogers and see if she can, duplicate what she can recall her recording with Prince.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when it finally did kind of come out, and I don't know, I guess I thought it was going to be this
epic song, something.
But I was like, it just sounded like it was some kind of rehearsal type thing. But I'm not shitting on the song, to be clear. But yeah, that would be dope to have that on there for sure. I'm just kind of looking at some of the comments here. In terms of the DVD, so we I was thinking it would be cool if they put the warm-up show on there. But what other, I think what I heard the show was going to be actually is the New Year's Eve show.
Yes.
Yeah.
With Miles Davis.
Miles Davis, yeah. That would
in
be
its entirety, because we don't have that in its entirety. I don't have it in its entirety.
Really?
Mine starts with the
you're
bass
right.
line.
It does just kind of start. Okay.
Yeah, that would be good. That'd be great to see. I definitely would appreciate it. I would like them to have like a compilation of all of all the shows that he recorded throughout the tour. You know, maybe even to take the best performance that they thought Prince might have said or what they have of each one of those songs performed.
Yes, and just to jump on what John is saying here, the Flesh sessions, absolutely, which I think some of those songs are on the track list, rumored track list as well. I would love if they did that as another disc of what it would have been, the Flesh, and they just put that in there as well. Because to me, I just think that's a cool piece of work. What's the one track off of that that's the illest to me was from that session? I don't think it was on the Flesh album. Was You Got to Shake Something? Like you got to shake something. That's the oh man, they killing it. Levi, Sheila, Prince, and Prince is what do you say on there? You ever seen a black man play guitar with no clothes on? That song that's the jam. Look that up. The other thing I wanted to mention too, did anybody watch the Questlove DJ live stream the other night?
I caught it after I saw it in the chat that somebody got a shout out. I'm like, what? Let me go look at this. Oh shit, he did. So
who did he shout out?
Michael, who did he shout out?
I'm not claiming nothing.
And I
there's a couple of Mike Deans out there. So.
Bullshit. And I quote Questlove was like, is Michael Dean in here? What?
Nah, he didn't say that actually.
What did he say?
He said Mike Dean, but there is a very famous hip hop producer named Mike Dean, which I actually think that might be who he's talking about. Yeah.
I'm just saying, if it had been me, I would have recorded that and keep that as an intro or something.
Hilarious. That's clout chasing.
And it works for people.
Takes away.
I suppose. But did you guys? But it looked like he was kind of low key playing tracks from the Sign of Times remastered.
One of them, I want to say Strange Relationship, or one of them said Remaster 2020.
Yeah, it was like House Call. A lot of them said that actually. So that was kind of, and it looks like that live stream has been taken down, or there was some tweets. There was tweets that showed a succession of some of the songs. I don't know if he was scrolling through his track listing or something, but it almost looked like he was giving up some game on that. So, but shout out to Questlove for sure. We'll make sure you got all these grown ass niggas talking. We got beautiful lady right here as well. We want to make sure people get an opportunity to speak. What's your thoughts on what we've been talking about here?
Basically, if it's visual and I get to look at Prince, I'm good. So on that New Year's show, I don't really want to say, I don't like to say what I have or don't have, so we're not going to go into that. I'll just say that on all of the concert footage, I would love for them to give better quality. So like better quality than the bootlegs, because a lot of times what they've been doing when they do this is give us something that a lot of us already have, and now we paid some more money to get the same thing. So I would just like for it to be the best possible quality video.
I feel you on that. That's one of the things I wish. I don't know if it's because the actual quality of the video's source material is low, with standard edition or on VHS tapes. But man, I just wish we could get a very super detailed quality versions of some of these videos. But with that said, I'll still take whatever they got. Like I'm still kind of scratching my head of why they don't release, even if it's just on YouTube, those rehearsal footage that they showed in what's the video they put out? Nothing Compares to You.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All of that rehearsal, I want to see. Can they show that? Why can't they just put that out?
Well, that's the main thing, is getting them to put out what people actually want to see.
That's a whole other
I'm just saying.
Sure.
We got people that will buy this stuff and they're willing to talk about it. So talk to them. You already know that's where I am on that.
Right. Yeah. And they I mean, there is a lot, granted, but I think anything that's related to the particular product they're putting out, so if it was Purple Rain before, if there was stuff that they can't really put out in the marketplace for sale, but they can maybe put it on YouTube or something, why not?
Yeah.
1999. Hey, there was some rehearsal footage or something. Well, it's not going to fit on the release or something. It'd be too much to try and fix it all up. Well, let's chop that up and put it on YouTube.
I agree.
Same with this release. Like, there's so much to do. So, hopefully, those who are involved are maybe have time to listen to what we're saying. And like,
Exactly. Messages.
They're gonna drop no names in here, but you know. Let's talk about the inside. The when you open up the book, well, right? If you buy the physical release and you get the liner notes and stuff, who do we want to see inside? Who do we want to read? Do we want another spectacular piece by Duff? Right?
Steady hating, man.
You can turn my
Steady
mic
hating.
on.
Salute to my Seattle brother.
You can turn my
I know who I would hear from.
Turn your mic.
You turn my mic on.
Hilarious.
I know who I would hear from.
I like Guns N' Roses and everything. That is not the name that I would have come up with.
Damn, Violet.
Like I do. I mean, Axel was cool and all that. And Slash, yeah, but no. No.
Who absolutely has to give their opinion is Lionel Richie. He absolutely has to. And Bono.
Fuck out of here.
Bono's album beat out Prince's that year for the Grammy. But nah, for real, I would like to hear from well, actually, yeah, let me take that back. I would like to hear from Bono. Because that actually would be kind of good because his album beat just thinking about what it was to have won that award.
But Bono's already done that though.
Yes, that's new to me.
He released a bunch of little notes that he wrote to musicians whose music really moved him. One of them was to Prince.
If they can get him back to talk about this, that'd be great. Nelson George, I don't think we've heard from him. I have. If there's something out there, I haven't seen it. Yeah, I haven't heard from him. Prince's passing.
We can do better.
Wow!
Oh wow!
What?
Well,
aren't you gonna hear?
But now thinking about it, I actually want to save him for Love Sexy if they do, add the Black Album because I want to hear what he thinks about Bob George.
Do you think they're gonna do the Black Album?
I'm just saying if they do Love Sexy, maybe they might throw Black Album in there because of how they will record, how they're kind of like opposites.
And Bob George is done in concert.
I don't think so.
But I don't want to hear from the media anyway. I want to hear from musicians.
Me too.
Well, drop some names, goddammit.
Oh, okay. Here's a name that I would like. We need to talk to people who were there. So the first name that I'm thinking about would be somebody like Levi. Levi was there, and to a lesser extent, Levi was there. Yes.
I mean, got to the touring. Yeah.
To a lesser extent, Dr. Fink. He was through all of it. He was there at the Revolution. He was signed to the Times, and he was part of that new tour. He was there. If he wants to talk, let him talk.
I would say.
What was I giving the side eye about?
I don't know.
It's probably that.
Damn, Ernie. Ernie's stirring it up.
I'm like, well, I did.
What about, of course, Cat?
Of course.
Definitely Cat.
Cat, Miko, anybody that was in the band. As far
Miko
as
was MIA. Has anyone heard from Miko?
He is around. He just doesn't.
He just ain't talking.
Yeah, but he's around. I see him. He posts. I see him. So
okay.
I think if we're going to talk about people that aren't in the purple circle, so to speak, Stevie Wonder, because a lot of people say "Sign of the Times" is his songs in the key of life. So it'd be kind of interesting to get his perspective on the type of music that he put out and the quantity.
I think that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, and even another person I would add to that would be the shit to me. If they could get him to do it, Sly Stone.
Forget that.
Yeah. It would be hard, but I'm just,
right. It would be
that
cool.
would be because that would be like, to me, when I think of Sign of the Times, I think of Sly. Like, to me, that's Prince's take on Sly. Like, and if you could get Sly to actually do, that would be fascinating. Yeah. That would be on that. Because I would love to hear what he even thought of Prince.
Sure.
A lot of Prince's Slides, like, he ain't all that. No, I'm just
And on that same level, Quincy, because I'm sure he had to have been following his career, and I'm sure he had to have written that album.
I could dig that. Yeah, any of the great, even shit. I would say any of these ill producers like Jam and Lewis. I would love to hear Jam and Lewis.
That's an automatic if we can get Jam and Lewis. Yeah.
Jerome.
These cats. What'd you say?
Jerome. I know he ain't a musician.
You said Jerome?
Jerome.
I ain't mad.
He was there.
Somebody in the chat, because I think it would be dope. D'Angelo, that would be very interesting.
That would be
somebody who was super influenced by him.
Yeah, I can say that. What about? Did anybody say Wally?
Somebody put.
Just put Wally in the chat.
Wally. Okay. Yep.
Wally ain't great.
Somebody said Alan Leeds.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a great person.
Alan.
Or his own book. He would probably be very grumpy, but maybe he would do it.
Wow.
He shows up, he does stuff, so he's not gonna smile, but he'll be there.
Somebody said Kurt Loder. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad at it.
That's a good one, though. I mean,
yeah, I would not be mad at that.
Look, he was around, so yeah.
Yeah, right.
Does he still do things?
I don't know. He's got to be pretty up there, I would imagine.
Yeah.
He was old back then.
Wow.
But salute to him, man. He put in the work. I'm not mad.
He did.
75.
Yeah, he's on props and pounds.
You say he's 85?
But you guys talk old back then. Wow, he was 35. That ain't that old.
Wait, he was 35 in the 80s?
No, try again. No, Kurt was a little long in the tooth back then.
Wow.
No, Teray, no.
Man, why are you hating on?
Why do people hate on? I don't understand.
But that got me thinking. Ava DuVernay, somebody outside of music that appreciates Prince, Spike as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Ava DuVernay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Tyler.
I don't know if you guys heard me, but I was saying Tony M. Because he was in the camp around that time. I like to get his impressions.
You said Tony Young?
Yeah.
He was a game boy. They don't count.
I just want to go back to why not Teray? Just for a second. I just want.
Well, how about this? Why Teray?
Smoke.
He's an expert on Prince, and he really. I don't know.
If you don't believe it, just ask him. He'll tell you. No.
Wow. Man. Love one another in the community.
Damn
I
him.
was like that.
Lenny Kravitz, yeah.
Lenny, I agree with. If you can get Lenny in there,
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Hold up, Ty Ramirez said, "Ampu shaking my head. Why? What'd I do?
What did you not do?"
That's probably the easier question. What did you not do?
But let me pull up some of these tracks, man. Let's get into this. So aside from the album, I understand why they have to do it, I suppose, but Sign of the Times edit.
I'm with that, man. The 7-inch versions and shit.
Yeah. I guess it's trying to be a completist, but who would want to hear the edited versions? I don't know. But La 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 Hee Hee Hee, the full-on 12-inch version.
Boom.
I'm with that all day.
7 more minutes of Housequake. Boom.
Yeah, I'm with that all day. I like the Hot Thing extended version.
Definitely.
That's banging. Teacher is on here again, 86 version. We just had that song on 1999. All My Dreams. I would love again in its full-on glory. I'm with it. Can I Play With You? Yep.
As I hope now, this is going to be the one that we've seen released, I think, a couple of years ago, and not something else, right? Because I like that version.
Can I Play With You?
I hope this is the same version.
I hope so too. It may be different. I think there are a couple of different versions out there, if I remember correctly. It's a Wonderful Day, original version.
I've never heard that.
I think I've heard a snippet of it before.
I never heard about the period.
Okay. Strange Relationship, original version. And it's 6 minutes and 41 seconds. So it must go beyond that when it starts to fade out, I'm ready for that. That's gonna be one of the first ones I play. I'm ready for that. Visions. The Ballad of Dorothy Parker with Horns. That's going to be very interesting. I want to hear that. Let's see. Witness for the Prosecution. Which version? It's like that one tambourine version. He's killing it. Let's see. Power Fantastic Live in Studio. Is this different than the one that was put out before?
Because I thought that's what that one is, but
yeah, there must be a different version because they say live in studio. Here's something I don't, and that says what is that? That's a Flesh track, I think. The Flesh song, I believe. Love and Sex. I want to hear that. I've heard the Sheila E version of this, but I would love to hear the Prince version.
Yeah, I was curious. Is that gonna be the same one we heard on Purple Rain?
Is that on Purple Rain?
Yeah, the deluxe edition. Sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-boom.
Oh, there is a different version. There's a Sheila E's unreleased song that I believe that's what this would probably be, which is different. Place in Heaven, Prince vocal. I'm with that. With that song I never heard before. Colors. Because of the time, I wonder if this is the running time. I wonder if it's another instrumental track. This backwards, but I believe it says Place in Heaven. Here's another one I'm gonna hit first. In a large room with no light, man, stop it. That's gonna be worth it for me right there. To hear that full on, that's a banger. It bees like that sometimes. I just skipped ahead, but I ain't never heard that one. Forever in My Life, early vocal, Studio R. Okay, all right, I'm with it. Train. I've heard that before, but I'd love to hear that. Full on. Emotional Pump. I'm with that. Jealous Girl version 2. Okay.
Never heard about this song.
Wonderful Day 12-inch mix, which would make you think that there must have been some at one point when that was going to be a single or something. That's why I have a 12-inch for it, right? Strange Relationship 1987. This one is 7 minutes and 7 seconds. Can't wait. Eggplant.
Has anyone heard Eggplant?
I have.
I have. Isn't that was it a Jill Jones type of thing?
Shit, I do not know.
Eggplant.
Nope.
It Ain't Over Till the Fat Lady Sings, which I believe is a Flesh instrumental thing again. What's this? Blanche. Never heard that before. Another one that I love. Everybody Want What They Don't Got.
I heard that.
Yeah, that always reminds me of the guy from. He sings the Toy Story songs. What's his name?
Randy Newman?
Yeah. It sounds like to me, it has that feel to it. Like I can
I can see that.
Kind of goofy 80s. Anyway, let me stop embarrassing myself.
Yeah.
No, go on.
Turn down mics out. The Ball. The ball. I'm all ready for that, man. Y'all gonna be sick of me talking about that. Soul Psyckadelis side, Adonis Bathsheba, Promise to Be True. I never heard that. Big Tall Wall version 2. I'm ready for it. Now, these last 3 on here, I don't know if this is some sort of live thing, but it says intro, Sign of the Times, Housequake, and then Take the A Train, Pacemaker, which is like 10 minutes. I don't know if there's like rehearsals or some live thing. And again, these is all unconfirmed, but I'm ready. I'm ready for it. You know. Anything else stand out to you guys?
Shit, that A Train stands out to me. I'm thinking about the Sign of the Times with the Revolution did it. You know, if they want to bring some more, let's bring it.
I would love to know what somebody said it's good Revolution material. I'm like, I'd love to know what that song is.
Yeah, that's a new one on me.
Yeah, we'll see if we can slide that into your vein on the backside. But
Pardon me.
Yeah, but Sign of the Times, I'm just like super hype. And then in terms, we talked about the video. Hopefully, it could be. Which one would you guys be picking up? Violet, are you going to go for the CDs and go for the vinyl?
Are you pretending like we've not met?
Ouch.
You know what everybody knows. I don't do vinyl. It's not a thing.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm doing. CDs.
Well,
that's it.
It might be a collector's thing or something. You just put it on the wall or something.
No, now I'm going to get more than one because you have to have the one that you play and the one that you display. But I don't do vinyl. This is a well-established thing.
Well,
right.
Never.
Yeah.
I will be doing vinyl and I will be doing digital because assuming HD Tracks does their thing and puts it out in higher resolution, I'm all over it. I will get 2 sets, one to play vinyl live and the peach and black version to frame and display. Yes, I'm that much of a dork. I got no problem with that. Got
it. Man, it just makes me think I really need to hear my guys Peach and Black go in on this album because this is they
wait a minute. Something just hit me. Yeah. Violet, if you're so anti-vinyl, which is cool, but you're missing out on the booklets. That's the key to vinyl.
Yeah, I know. The reason that I am the way that I am is because of bad childhood experiences. So I'm good.
Good. Did you get whipped by vinyl or something? Your mama pulled out the
my dad.
Get your ass over
here. You know, with all the albums, you know, when you're not supposed to touch them, but your dad's at work. So you're
you touched them.
You know, and then they scratch. Why do you want something that gets ruined that easy? Or if you live in Texas and you keep them in crates in the garage in Houston. See where I'm going with that?
I see where you're going with that.
CD. That's what I do. And I'll read the little thing, but you know, because they have the little booklet in there. It's different, but I'm good.
What about you, Ant?
I was just going to do digital, but after seeing Kanisa crack open her Rainbow Children and that clear nice. Vinyl, I'm like, God damn, it does look nice. So I'm gonna try to get the peach vinyl.
Okay. You have a record? You have a record player? That's what's really going on.
But I mean, Mark, do you have a record player?
Yes. Is
there some sound quality that you get from that you're not getting from digital experience, which I'm all right now?
Okay. Okay. For years, I was strictly digital and CD. But when you do a turntable, and like with anything else, if you're going to do it, it's going to cost some money. You know, so a lot of these cats who have these like close and play record players, yeah, that ain't going to work. But if you get a properly set up turntable with a nice cartridge, yeah, it does sound better.
Yeah,
my 1999 sounds fantastic.
Okay. But you also, I think you said you do that high resolution audio.
Oh yeah.
Thing
Okay. You know, if
I
get a high resolution, I will.
You hear the difference in that?
Oh yeah. Okay. You know, the best example I have recently, I picked up a Pink Floyd album, and I'm not a big Pink Floyd fan, but I have it in high res, and I have the Super Audio CD, and I have the vinyl. The vinyl sounds better than all the three.
Okay. I don't have a record player. This one may trigger me to invest and go ahead and get one, just so I could have.
Use that word, Mike. Invest. Don't half step it, man.
So you're saying I can't just go to like the Barnes and Noble and get that little
no
joint?
No.
Come on, bro. Come on.
You and I need to have a long talk about gear one day, man. Because that ain't gonna get it done.
You gonna tell me about gear? You ain't got no video? No, I'm just joking.
Like that. It's like that. All right, we'll let that slide. Let that one slide.
I'm sorry.
We all know who got the better audio system around here. We all know.
You got it.
No,
Man.
actually, we don't know because we never hear it, sir.
And we surely don't
Anthony,
see it.
there's another finger for you, man.
Well, I'm gonna pretend that's a thumbs up because I can't see it.
Somebody said a reel to reel. Yeah, that was wild. That's the super deluxe.
Fisher
If they
Price.
still made it,
That's
I
right.
have it.
Rodney, you wrong because I had a Fisher Price record player. So stop it.
We're gonna get you one off of eBay. Pack it in with this special edition.
I'll be like, Mike don't know what the fuck he talking about. It sound like trash.
That's so funny because when Sign of Times originally came out and I had the record, I had a trash record player, and certain songs it would just skip. And so I always sort of have them in the back of my mind when I hear certain Prince songs. I anticipate that skip. But I'm like, that doesn't happen anymore. But that was the old school troubles, you know. But
I'll go a step further.
Yeah.
All digital does not sound the same.
that is true. That's true.
Keep that in mind.
I would say definitely invest in some good headphones too.
Well, as we talking about the release and everything, I wanted to know, what are things that you want to see around the release? Like partly, like I'm loving these Questlove DJ sets where he's not only playing these songs, but giving background that he's heard about. Hearing about how I forgot because he just did it recently. I forgot what song it was. He really gave some insight on how it was made. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see them getting the revolution together and going track by track, playing these songs and telling us the background, what went into it, where it came from, the genesis. If they had a hand in creating and writing these songs, I'd like them to do like they just recently. Was it for his birthday? They had the 85 concert on YouTube. I'd like them to put for those of you in value. If so be it, fine, Sign of the Times, but give us something outside of just showing us the movie. Have people talking. In between each song, talk to some of the band members or some of the super fans or get a musician or an artist to sit in and watch with us.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think they've been doing the sort of like that official podcast thing where they do them around the album releases. So that would be, I would imagine they'll do one with Sign of the Times, right? And get the people that was there and sort of tell the story of that album. So that would definitely be cool as well.
Mike,
we know Sheila's down.
Mike, let me address
sure.
Chuck. Chuck wants to know if I heard the Syracuse concert in high definition yet, and was it better than the sound quality in the DVD and the Purple Rain Deluxe? Yes and yes.
Mm-hmm.
HD Tracks did a nice job with that. I was nicely surprised.
Well,
are we doing an unveiling, unwrapping when this comes out?
You certainly want to do one.
Unboxing, Mark. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Are you clowning Mike?
I was like, is that when you're gonna come out? You gonna show your clothes or something? Like, what the hell? I'm just playing. I hope they reproduce all of the art the way it was and have some other pictures. But last thing I was saying, we'll sort of wrap this up. I definitely want to hear from the people who were a part of that whole saga there. So that's what I'm saying. All the band members, past, present, that were there, Susan Rogers, just anybody who was in that space. I would love to hear their thoughts and what they remember about this thing. Even I would love to hear, I don't know if you would consider a part of it, but I would love to hear even from Warner Brothers, like the record executives' point of view, how do they feel now when they say, you know what, you told him he couldn't do Dream Factory, and Crystal Ball, and then he came back with this. Do you think you should have let him do? I would love to have him on the podcast so I could ask him these questions like, what do you think now? Do you think it should have been that? And so that type of conversation I think would be fascinating too. Right?
You mentioned some of the graphics or designs. I'm hoping they take advantage of put out some merchandise, some T-shirts, some I don't know, some of the earrings that Prince was wearing, maybe sell those, or some of the glass. I honestly, I would buy those glasses that he was wearing for those shows and for the videos. Those were kind of dope. I'm sure. I'm be honest, Kanisa. I'm joking, but I'm sure if you put out that mink coat from You Got the Look, she'd buy it, and I'm sure other people would as well.
Hilarious.
I'm joking, but you probably would buy it. We all know.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Would you? What if they sold the? What was he wearing at the beginning of the movie?
No.
You wouldn't wear that?
No. No. Come on. Why are you trying to? Come on.
Well, you putting it on everybody else? Huh?
Now the black suit that he did hot thing, I might get in shape and try to pull that one off for Halloween.
Oh Lord.
Talk the wife into dressing up like
the rings and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was looking fly.
Stop it. The one outfit you want to wear the most.
Moving right along here.
Me and the wife going as Cat and Prince. Yeah,
Hey, I ain't mad at you. I would love to see it. You know how they say you hate to see it? I would love to see it.
I want to see the heels alone. Just to see that.
Okay, that's not going to happen.
You can't wear the suit, man.
Not because it's a question in my manhood. I am not going to walk my ass in some goddamn heels. No, that does not look comfortable.
Then you can't wear the suit, man. Come on.
Wow.
It's an ensemble.
Man, that would be, if there's like a Prince challenge, that would be to get brothers to put on heels and actually be able to, like, okay, you got to dance or do,
Oh, shit.
that would be a fascinating, if they ever do a documentary or something, I want to know, like, man, how did he do that with them heels on? Because that just blows my mind.
Never.
Guy's talented, man. He's talented.
Never. I just looking at him standing there playing guitar hurt my feet. So I can't
he was going in. He's doing his dancing and jumping and running. I was like, boggles my mind. I was like, this brother's in high heels. Like, that's wild.
Now what I will do, Kanisa, I'm gonna call you on this. If you can help me put together a Halloween costume for my daughter, dressed as Sheila E. at the end of the for It's Gonna Be a Beautiful Night. That would be good. Don't laugh.
Wait. Are you talking about your baby?
Yeah, my baby. Not me. What the?
Okay. But still, you would want your baby to have what Sheila E. had on?
At 3 and almost 3 years old, come on.
You've been hanging out on the Ratchet Channel a little. Come on, man. We don't need to. That'd be like, I would love to see if my child had on that Cardi B outfit, with the one with the ass.
Okay, Cardi B, and come on.
No, I'm just saying the outfit was her. Are you talking about?
Why are you making them faces?
She had the one leg out. Let me turn them. You talking about?
That's no different from a bathing suit.
No. He said the Cardi B outfit.
Oh,
No.
Well, I'm just saying.
That's different.
I would say this, and I'm not hating on Sheila. I love the outfit. I'm a grown ass man. I love it.
Yeah,
that would be like something like Little Kim or something. Like if somebody wore that now, I'm saying if somebody wore that now, they would be like, she's on some other stuff. She, have, So I'm just saying, you have the baby wear that. But hey, I salute you. That's your family.
Watch Mike ass have Gracie out in that. I'm like, wait a minute, Mike. Well, she's older.
I don't think
that was my idea. He's like, well,
I don't see that.
Oh,
just write it down and put that one on layaway. Pay back. Layaway. It'll come back for you. Don't worry about it.
But back to my initial point. Some new sign of the times. Some new merchandise themed around Sign of the Times. I think it'll be great. There's, I want them glasses. I'd go ahead and cop those.
Okay.
No more than 150.
I just want to know if they're going to be able to get along. Like we had the whole thing with the Grammys, the Grammy tribute, and Revolution. People were having trouble with Sheila E.'s camp and all that kind of stuff, and all those people are involved in this. So how is that part of it going to go? And is anybody talking about that?
Violet, as we all know, money talks.
Yeah, But you see how folks were acting. So
That's true, but they're gonna act right for the right money, right price.
for the right amount.
Yeah. Like I'll get through this with Sheila. I'll get through this with Wendy. Yeah, they'll
You
get
think
through it
so?
for the
They
right,
act like
for the
that?
right amount of money. Yeah.
We gonna see. We gonna
Well,
see.
I'll say this. Just as to me, you can't have this period without having, say, Kat involved. You can't have it without Sheila involved either. Like
Brooks is still around, Kat's still around,
Yeah,
Nicole's still
these
around.
people
There's
were-
Levi, all those people are around. So
yeah, they were all part of this. They
but
should.
they haven't been in anything up to this point. So that's why I'm saying I'm like, so and then now you have a perfectly good reason to have the Revolution because this is a Revolution album. So does that mean they get messed over again, or is it going to be different this time?
Well, I mean, we really haven't heard much from Miko in forever, and
Yeah.
Levi hasn't, for the best of my knowledge, he hasn't spoken ill of anyone. So I don't think that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, again, to me, you just get people to contribute their piece to it, and then you have somebody sort of put it all together. But I would say, hopefully, they at least make the effort to speak to everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Is there somebody that's actually reaching out to them? Are they being included and saying no, or that's what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would hope so. I would imagine so, but we'll see. I would rather hear them than hearing.
I just know that Kat will let you know if they're not.
So what you're saying is you don't. So what you're saying is you don't want Sinead O'Connor on here talking about how
What?
she was inspired
now?
or anything like that, right?
Huh?
No, I'm saying Mike don't want nothing like that.
Don't nobody want that, man.
Nobody wants that. Everybody's gonna have a problem with that. That's a
You
no.
ain't trying to hear from Tekashi at all, right?
What?
None of those people.
Okay. All right. Relax. Relax. Okay. Well, so I don't know. I think we've extinguished all we can say about the album, unless you guys got something else you want to throw in there about Sign of Times. Something I'm forgetting. Okay. Anybody in the comments? Or is there something we're forgetting that we should say about this album?
Sam's Cartoon TV. He said they should do a tribute to Bonnie Boyer. So yeah, if they do that New Year's Eve show,
Yeah.
I hope they put a spotlight on her singing "Chain of Fools." No disrespect to Aretha Franklin, God rest her soul, but I love her rendition way a little bit better.
Okay.
And that was like amazing performance she gave. So yes, absolutely. If they did do something with Bonnie spotlighting her, please do.
I agree.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. That would be dope.
Yeah.
All right. Sign of the Times. We are patiently waiting official announcement of this. Oh, I know somebody said, how much do we think all this is going to cost? What was the price on the 1999 Super Deluxe one?
It's only $50 on the CD.
It was two something?
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was up
The
there.
vinyl or
Vinyl, yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
so-
the vinyl is expensive.
Yeah, so I won't be getting
Check it
the
out.
vinyl.
Vinyl cost a grip.
Wasn't it $275?
It was something like that, yeah.
Sound right. Yeah.
But it is
Roger
10
said
albums.
300. Oh Lord.
It was what now?
But it's 10 albums too, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I just don't do vinyl, so I just listen to my friends' vinyl.
Hey, if I could swing, I guess I don't have a record player, but I would love to get the vinyl. If nothing else, I would love to get this on vinyl. I'll probably, realistically, start with the digital because it'll be out the day it come out. It's ready, so I'm gonna be jamming that. But yeah, man. So looking forward to it.
Oh, I'm sorry. What song we didn't mention? Rebirth of the Flesh. What recording session was that from?
Well, I don't know what session was from.
But wasn't that on Camille or was that on Crystal Ball? I'm not sure which album was that on.
Google it, goddamn it.
Just trying to bring something.
You tell us. You tell us.
I just went to the Prince Estate page to double check that price. It is sold out on 1999. So whatever they priced it at, it's sold out.
It was hard to find. It was
Really?
hard to find.
No problem.
Yeah, I mean, in Houston, I was looking for it in Houston. Even
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think. pretty much everybody just had the vinyl, but as far as the CDs, which is all I'm gonna buy, it was very difficult to find.
Well, I don't know what it's sold for, but it's on eBay for $381.
Like I have it behind, but I don't know.
Woo. Yeah, I'll be waiting.
UK. So
Interesting. Well, you can always start your OnlyFans page now. Save up, or for those who be flued out, start jokes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Signing Times, looking forward to it. Again, be on the lookout for our interview with Brown Mark. If you're on our Patreon page, it is there already. Check it out. Let me know what you think. It will hit YouTube on Friday. Looking forward to that. Any other last little things? It doesn't even have to be about Sign of the Times before we get up out of here. Now's the time. Violet, where can people find you online? You have a blog, right?
I do. So that's violetbinteractive.com. I haven't put anything up in a little while, but there'll be something coming up next week. And then Instagram is usually where I am, and it's just Violet ESQ, at Violet ESQ on Instagram. And Facebook, Violet Brown.
All right. Aunt Pooh, where can they find you, sir?
find me on Twitter and Instagram at Aunt Pooh.
Okay. Big Sexy and Sack. Oh, and Big Sexy. I will put myself on blast here. I started listening to your podcast.
Oh, cool. What do you think?
I'm gonna send it back to you. It was good. I can't wait. Oh, before I do that, we got to make sure we acknowledge our super chats. So thank you, Love Sexy 71. Great show, Mike and team. Thank you. We appreciate that. We'll say, so I listened to your podcast, and that's going to come out soon. But tell the people what it's about.
It's about my Michelin dining experiences, and I know the Q Storm hates that, but so what? But it's a lot of fun. I talk about my first experience, and we just get into it from there.
Now, Mike, you said you listened to it and sent it back to him. You're not going to be on your Prince, and you remixed it how it's supposed to go. I sent it back to MJ.
Hilarious. I pulled the kiss on them and put my words. I reset everything and I said it. No, I just actually did a little mastering and I put a little. You'll hear it, Big Sexy.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that said, please, if you haven't already, go to either favorite podcast thing. I don't know if you like to use Spotify or iTunes. iTunes. But wherever you like podcasts, you should be able to find Podcast Juice on there. Please subscribe to us. If you haven't already and you're on YouTube, please hit that like button and subscribe. If you're on Facebook, hit the like button if you will. If you really like what we got going on here, please go to our Patreon page and join our Patreon page. You could join as little as $1, but that does help the podcast grow and show us some love. We do appreciate it. It's not necessary, but please. With that said, my name is Michael Dean. Work it like a job. We will see you next time. Peace.